Today we're down at the fantastic Moorlands Farm near Kidderminster, and we're here today to demonstrate the new power pull elastic. Today we're putting the elastic through its paces, fishing 4 different methods. We're fishing with one angler fishing shallow, one fishing on the bottom with pellets, one fishing for silverfish, and one trying to catch the big carp down the edge. We met down here this morning at the cafeteria to have a talk about the elastics that we wanted to use for the varying types of fishing we were going to do today. The cafe's fantastic here at Moorlands Farm. Also, you can see it's got a well-stocked tackle shop on site as well. This new elastic has a solid core. It stretches fantastically well, but it recovers back inside the pole as well. This elastic has a super smooth outer finish, which makes it that it comes out of the pole easily when striking and hooking a fish. This elastic has a long life durability. It lasts for long periods. Some of the elastics in my poles have caught literally thousands of pounds of fish and are still well usable after that period of catching all these fish. There's 8 sizes right up to 2.4mm diameter. The lighter elastic, the 1mm, is for your summer type and winter type fishing for silverfish. The biggest size is the one for catching the commercial carps down the edges. This range of elastic really does cater for all types of fishing.
So today we've been fishing with the 1.4mm yellow power pull. We've been fishing with a top kit plus 2 sections, loose feeding maggots, catching shallow and then catching a few fish on the deck. So the great thing for me with this elastic is because it's so forgiving, I can just look straight back at the pole roll and sort of chuck the pole back without having to worry about pulling out a fish. I've been using this range of elastics for all of my river fishing last year, and it's great, especially whenever you do a bonus fish. It's so forgiving but has all the strength, especially whenever you're catching big chub on light rigs and perch and bream. I always seem to land the fish because the elastic's got so much backbone. My go-to river elastic next year will definitely be the 1.2, which is the pink. And if ever I'm really bagging, I'm going to go up to the 1.4, which will be the yellow. Today here at Moorlands, I've had an absolutely fantastic day. I've managed to keep the fish coming all day, just some loose feeding maggots on my short line. We've had plenty of skimmers, plenty of roach, we've had bites all day. It's been an absolutely great day.
So we're all here today, and obviously you all know I love a bit of shallow fishing, and the lads have been happy enough to let me do the feature of shallow fishing today, which is fantastic. So I've used the 1.6 power pull elastic today, which is obviously green. So the great thing for me is that it's a soft elastic, which you're probably thinking, well, what do I want a soft elastic for shallow fishing? But for me, when you hook a fish, you want it to drop out of your swim, and then you can keep on feeding your swim, and then when you're sort of getting it to your top kit and you're stripping it back, that's when the power comes into play and you can get him in pretty quickly. But what you haven't done is you haven't spooked your fish in your swim. The great thing about the colour of it is that when I hook a fish, I want to be able to see where that fish is. And there's lots of elastics out there that when you hook a fish, you can't see it, and you're thinking, depending on the light obviously, if you're fishing in like white water or something, but the great thing about the green is that you can see it. And for me, I can follow the fish around my swim and know where it is exactly. So obviously, if the green isn't for you and you can't see it in the light, then you can always step up one, which is red, which is a 1.8. Actually, Alan Scotthorne prefers when he's fishing shallow, but for me, it's the green. What's really surprised me is the strength and durability of this elastic. So I've been using this elastic now since the back end of last year, and I've been catching up to 200 pound of bags of fish on them, and I'm still using it now. So it has been a bit difficult today with the high pressure and you know, things against us, but you know, we've caught 6 or 7 carp today, and it's been really good, to be fair, and we've had a great day.
Elastic is a vital part of your equipment when you're pole fishing. If you get that wrong, it can take you time to land fish. If you get it absolutely wrong, you can even break your top kits, which is not what you want to be doing with the expense of what poles are nowadays. Today I've been tasked with fishing on the bottom for mainly carp, but here at Moorlands there's lots and lots of all sorts of different types of fish, and I've caught some F1s and also some skimmers. But the elastic that I've chose is the 2mm, the blue version of the power pull. And this is a fantastic elastic for fishing on the bottom, because what it is, it's powerful when you hook a carp, but it's still soft enough to play skimmers and F1s as well. It's absolutely my favourite elastic when it comes to fishing on the bottom for these fish. The difference with our power pull elastic is that when it starts to stretch, it applies pressure. So the fish never really picks up enough speed to get away from you and break the line that you're using. Today I've only fished with 014 fluorocarbon line, and I've not actually been broke with a fish that I've hooked in the mouth. It's been fantastic today, even catching fish up to like 12 pound. The elastic has dealt with these fish perfectly. Today I started out long on the bottom, catching just a couple of carp and a couple of skimmers, but quickly realised that the fish wanted to be close to the bank. Once you get to this time of year, the fish are looking to start spawning, and a lot of the fish start to come into the shallower water, the inside line. So I quickly swapped to about probably 4 joints of our pole, where it was quite shallow. It was probably nearly half a metre shallower on this line, and I've caught really well at the back end of the session. And the elastic, I mean, on this line, when you hook a fish, it allows them to run, but it slows them down. It does exactly what you want, and you can get fish in quite quickly. And you know, some of the fish of even 10 and 12 pounders I've got in you know, maybe 60-80 seconds even, when you want them, when they want to come in quickly. You get some that fight so hard, and you know, you've got to look at Moorlands Farm, and these fish here do pull at times. Here at Moorlands we've had a brilliant day's fishing. The 4 of us have tried different styles of fishing. We've fished for silverfish, we've fished down the edges for big carp, we've fished shallow and also short and long on the bottom, trying all of the grades of the elastic almost. And we've had Moorlands now is a brilliant place. It's had a lot of work done on it, and it's a fishery that's well worth visiting.
Today I've been really lucky. The lads have let me fish down yesterday for the big carp. So today I've used a 2.2 purple power pull. The reason why I've used the 2.2 purple is it's soft on the strike but powerful when you want to get on the puller. I particularly like the purple because I can see it against the bankside vegetation, so I can exactly see where the fish is. This is important to see the elastic, so I can see where they are near the snag, so I can steer them away. I don't know what Grant feeds them on, but they don't half pull your arm off. Today I've fed micros and corn. I've had to actually big pot the micros and corn because of the nuisance roach. As soon as I big potted, the small roach disappeared for a while. Occasionally topped up with a toss pot. Best bait today, without doubt, was a single grain of corn. And this was to avoid the nuisance roach and pick out the bigger fish. By being patient and finally getting rid of the nuisance roach, I've ended up with a lovely net of carp and F1s. Margin fishing is really important, especially in the last hour, because you can come from nowhere in the match to winning the match. That's why you need a reliable elastic, so you can catch these big fish in the last hour.